In this tutorial I'm going to be using the infrared command. The robots have a infrared transmitter, which is this LED here, the clear LED, and they have an infrared receiver, and if you put them front to front like this, the transmitter lines up nicely with the receiver, and the transmitter on this side lines up nicely with the receiver here. So we're on the way to making them talk together. The commands that we're going to be using today are the IRin command and the IRout command. I've got two windows open, this one here and this one here. This one's going to be downloaded onto this robot, and I have to be careful which COM port I use. So I've written 4 there, which corresponds to the serial port COM4. So that's going to be that robot. And this one down here, every time I hit the program button, I'm going to have to go to options, serial port, and COM6. So now I'd be downloading this program into this robot, so I have to be careful what I do. Okay, so what I'll first do is I'll get this robot over here. So I'll go back to options, serial port, COM4. I'll get this robot over here to just send infrared commands every 2 seconds. That's all. So IRout, and the infrared out is connected to pin A0. So A0. Now, so this is device number 1, and this is command number 1. If you're not sure what that is, just go to basic commands, scroll down to IRout. So with the IRout command, we need a pin number, device number, and data number. The device we're going to use is device number 1, which is actually a Sony television. So if there was a Sony TV in my room, it would be picking up that infrared command as well, and it would be doing something. There's actually a list. Here we go. This is the list of what the actual infrared commands are and what the TV would do. So here we've got looks like program plus or channel plus button, volume plus, program minus, volume minus. So if you want to be mischievous, you can use the V plus button or something like that, and if there's a TV around, the volume will just keep increasing and increasing every 2 seconds. So I'm going to use device 1 and data 1. So that's the IRout command. We'll just have a quick look at the IRin command. The IRin command is limited to device number 1. We can't actually change that. So all we need there is, which actually makes it easier, because all we need is the pin number and the variable. And so I'll just close that. So this is IRout, pin A0, device 1, data 1, and I'll make it wait 2 seconds. Incidentally, I usually use the pause command. Pause is in milliseconds, but whenever I want to wait more than, say, a second or so, usually I use the wait command, and the wait command is in seconds. It just decreases the amount of characters I have to type. So I will download that into through COM4 to this robot over here. So now this robot's just going to be sending that command every 2 seconds, and it won't look like it's doing anything because obviously we can't see infrared. So in theory and hopefully in practice this LED is now blinking an infrared light, and this robot obviously isn't programmed yet, but this one is. So now main IRin. Now the IRin is connected to pin B7. And we will put the data into variable B1, and then we'll do a check. If B1 equals 1, because that's what it should be, because that's the data that we're sending up here, then we will get it to do something. Let's make it beep. Now, sound command uses pin C3. And from one of the earlier tutorials, we have to write the note and duration. Note is around the 100 mark, and the duration is in tens of milliseconds, so we'll say 100 milliseconds. That's 100 milliseconds. So 10 tens of milliseconds equals 100 milliseconds. 100. Let's do an ascending beep. So this is another frequency for another 100 milliseconds, and actually I'll make it 115, and then 120. So it'll be a low tone, medium tone, high tone. And why not? We'll get it to blink an LED as well, because that's always fun. And I'm going to use the, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to use the toggle command, and that just changes the state of a pin. If it was high, it'll change it low. If it was low, it'll change it to high. And I'll blink B5, which is the left blue LED. And before I hit run, go to options, serial port. Gotta remember to change it to COM6, because now we're programming this robot here. Program. Okay, so what's happening is this is sending a command every 2 seconds through infrared. It's getting picked up through this infrared receiver, and every time the infrared receiver gets the correct command, it plays a sound and it toggles pin B5, which is the blue LED here. And don't forget that the speaker is connected to not only the pin C3 is connected to not only the speaker, but also the right red LED, so this red LED comes on as well. So that's all good, that's all working. In the next tutorial I'm going to talk about serial commands and how we can use the one of these robots connected directly to a PC, and we're going to be controlling a free-standing robot on the ground with a serial command from a PC using the infrared command. So all very confusing, but that should be fun. See you next time.